Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to the journey of relationship and love. Today, I'm your girl, author Erica. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I have my good friend, Miss Stephanie. She's going to come today. We're going to talk about healthy relationships. So,
Yes.
Miss Stephanie, thanks for taking time out your busy day to come on and talk to me. And we talk about healthy relationships because I know relationships, whether they men-women relationship or friendship relationship, whatever, all relationships, we go through them. And some of us not understanding why they failing or why we going through this and why we have to deal with what we dealing with in relationship. So before we start, introduce yourself and tell us about you. Tell everyone about you.
Yes. I am Stephanie Rochelle, and I specialize in love and money. And people say, what do you mean love and money? Love and money are the two things that everybody wants. You're either working on one or you're working on the other. And if you got both, you're blessed. But for most of us, and when I say, especially if you're working on the money, it's about you being unfulfilled. It's about that dream that God gave you. You haven't moved forward in it. If you're working on the love, it's like there's got to be more, And I promise you, if you're in a relationship or if you're not in a relationship, I'm gonna give you some steps today to look at because we just need to reassess. But it all starts with guess what? You.
Right.
It starts with you. When you get you happy, it doesn't matter what's going on around you, right?
Right.
Because what's going to happen is their energy has got to change. When you walking in your confidence, when you walking in your boldness, when you are really on to your life as to going after the things that you want, be it love and money, you're going to attract. If you're with a spouse, your spouse going to be like, what's going on with you? Because they're going to recognize something different. And guess what? Everybody wants to be attached to happiness.
Yes. We all want
Everybody
some
wants to.
happiness.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. So when you're the only one that can bring you happiness.
Yeah.
Because your spouse cannot, your mate cannot make you happy.
And that's
You
what
have to
people
get.
think. People think other people can make them happy.
No,
Everything starts with self.
everything starts with you. And I tell people the only person that God is the God of do-overs. Have you talked to him about your do-over? You ready to make a change? You ready to do something different? I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you're married. Where is it that you want to be? You thought by now you would be here. If you're single, you thought you'd be married with some kids, have that white picket fence. If you're married, you thought y'all would have been on the life. Corona and shut everything down. You can't travel. Now you got to sit there and look at each other, and that has caused a whole lot of conflict. But guess what? You only have you in control of. You're only in control of yourself, right? So this may be doing something to your spouse. This may be doing something to your mate because you're stuck in the house together because he can't go to work or he can't do whatever. Now the world is kind of getting back to itself. So I'm hoping some of that alleviates. But then what are we left with? Are we left with two people that no longer like each other?
Sometimes it does. With some relationships, yes. Because 9 out of 10, some people are in relationships and don't even know each other, know
Exactly.
nothing about each other. The smaller things like what's your favorite color? And
Yep.
now we stuck in this house, and I guess that's where the domestic violence numbers comes out high at because their
Exactly.
numbers are rising. So you stuck inside with somebody that you probably have not had a decent conversation with.
Exactly.
So
Because
we
you don't talk because people think, well, she always gonna be there.
right.
If something real heavy come up, then we're gonna talk about that. But the day to day, she got that down. She handling it anyway. So just so they over here in their own misery, and they really need that best friend to have that conversation with. But y'all not feeling like best friends because everybody is feeling the stress of what's going on in the world.
Yes, it
I
is.
never ever thought I would be in this place. I mean, I can't believe what has happened in the world. But I tell you
It took a
guys,
turn. It took a big
right.
turn for us. Like we was out moving around and getting around and doing things and having our day to day going on to
Yep.
one day everything just stopped and we all just sitting home.
And
Like
didn't know how to do that. We did not know how to navigate through doing nothing, just being a family, just being in the same house, just like how do we do that? I mean, even my daughter, she had graduated college. She was like, and she got a job, work from home. She's like, I don't know how you do this, Mom. I can't. This work from home stuff is just, it's killing me. I'm like, it took me an adjustment as well. It's an
Mhm.
adjustment to work from home all the time. But on the same token, you just got to get in your rhythm. You got to, you got
Got
to,
that rhythm.
sometimes you have to move to a different room. Take that laptop and go somewhere else. You know,
Mhm.
you just change the scenery. Work from the deck sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Work from the patio
Yeah.
sometimes.
So that's
Just
all it
change
do is
it
that
up.
change, that small change. It was different for me because I was working 9 to 5. I'm not working anymore because I'm home full time now, taking care of my mom. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'll still get up now at 5 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
because you used to this whole routine. Even when the pandemic first started, and we
Yeah.
home, and I was like, all right, the alarm go off. I was like, it's 5 o'clock. Why is the alarm going off? Because I
Mm-hmm.
was used to getting up, doing this, doing this, doing that. So now I'm just sitting in the house. Is like, okay, what to do? Like,
Yep.
what do we do? And me and my mama we rarely seen each other doing when things was
Yep.
normal as we say. We rarely seen each other and we rarely talk. So we got time to talk about
Yep.
everything. And it was almost like we was playing catch up.
Exactly. And me and my daughter, we started working out. We would go for a walk every day, and all this online, it's on Instagram, it's all this workouts everywhere. We'd be like, okay, okay. She'd be like, okay, Mom, let's put something on. So she got me to move, and I was just like, okay. Like I said, I play tennis and all this other stuff. But like I said, we weren't even playing tennis,
Right.
because everybody was scared to be around each other. So that's my outlet, So I didn't have that. I was just like, man, it's just amazing. So again, you had to be the one to pull yourself up. And not
Hmm.
everybody knows how to pull
Do that.
themselves up. Everybody can flow when everything is wonderful,
But not when it's
but
at
not
that
when it's not wonderful.
standstill.
And during this time when everything is going on, that's when everything really comes up. That's when you start thinking about, well, man, because a lot of people lost jobs, right? So it left a lot of people unfulfilled. Like that job was their identity.
Hmm. And now
That
you gotta
relationship.
refine that new identity.
Yes, that relationship was their identity. Like when I used to be married before to my high school, sweetheart, we were married almost 30 years before we got divorced. That was my identity. So when I
Right.
got divorced, I'm like, this is a different identity, right? But if you people stay in relationships that are not serving them because they're stuck in the identity.
Oh, so it's just that identity thing because you and that
They don't
person
want
been
to let
together
they
so.
don't want to let go of stuff. You built this life,
Hmm.
right? You don't want to start over. But guess what? If I wouldn't have pulled myself up by my bootstraps and was willing to start over for me and my daughter, because guess what? The same life that you choose to stay in is the same life that your children are watching you in.
Right.
It's the
So if
same
it's
life that they
toxic, that's what they see.
and that's what they're going to end up choosing as well. So I had to give my daughter something else to see. So I'm like, here, watch me is what I told her. Watch your mama. Because I'm about to make it happen.
Right. So, this goes back to what we want. And
Yes.
I know we all deal with relationships. So tell us, what do a healthy relationship look like?
A healthy relationship looks like when you have a person that would allow you to be you. Like, so this time when I got married, I knew that God had a calling on my life. I was supposed to become an author. I was supposed to write this book. I was supposed to tell my story of my life. But I kept telling myself, who wants to read a book about somebody losing their child? Who wants to read a book about somebody going through a divorce? Like, who wants that? So I delayed it. I delayed it. So he put me on this tennis team with a bunch of ladies that were authors.
Right.
Well, I'm
Thought you
competitive.
forgot about it.
Exactly. Well, I had pushed it down and pushed it down. Well, I'm competitive. So I said, oh no. If y'all did it, I can do it. So I started my book. So as I'm writing this book, a girl at my job said, well, hey Steph, your book gonna be done right about the time of our women's conference. Why don't you speak? I said, I don't speak. I said, hold up. I just wrote this book to get God off my back. I knew this book was something I was supposed to do. I knew it. It's right here in the print, got my name on it, Stephanie Rochelle. I knew I was supposed to do that. I got it off my chest. I hope it helps everybody, and I thought I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even get back to my desk. And God was saying, you know you're supposed to speak. Well, hold up. I'm shy. I'm a computer programmer. I work in the background.
Don't
You
bring
trying
you
to
to
put
the
me
front.
you trying to put me on stage? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't gave you your moment after divorce. Now you're remarried. I'm on to my next life. So here it is. So when I decided to get my next life, so see that's like it's in stages, y'all. I knew I had this calling on my life, but I didn't move,
Right.
right? But I truly believe it didn't happen because I was with the wrong person. I was over here just take care of my family, take care of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he walked out. So that let me know sometimes you can be doing everything that you think or know how to do correctly. It still don't work. So again, it goes back to you.
Self. Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure you are good and then take care of everybody else. And that's the part that I have never done. It's never been about me. It's always been about my family. But that's what I saw. My grandmother.
Take
Who are you
care.
emulating in relationships? Who are you emulating? You got to take a look at it because what you saw growing up is pretty much. I can guarantee that's what you got.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what you're working with right now, and it may have been good or it may have not. Now, a lot of what my grandmother showed me and taught me was very good. If you with me, you're gonna be taken care of. I'm gonna make sure we good, right? But
Right.
however, what I learned in that, because she said, don't do nothing you don't want to continue doing. However, I didn't understand it when I got married at 20. When I got married again later in life, oh, I got that thing. You
Got
see
it
what I'm
down
saying?
pat now.
I got it down pat because she was trying to tell me you don't have to do everything. It's okay to ask for help. You don't have to be superwoman. You see, in order to get the relationship that you want, you got to come to the table with what you want. And a lot of people are scared to have the conversations. I don't care if you're single, you're scared to have the conversations because you think you've met a guy and you think he's going to leave if you show your real self. So you
Right.
come with another version of yourself. And then your real self show up and now there's friction.
Yeah. Because you didn't tell him about the real you.
He
You
don't
didn't
know the
say,
real you.
right.
You put on a facade to get somebody that you thought was good, and he was probably putting on a facade too. And when I tell you, I gave my new husband, I gave him hell. I'd be like, if you this nice, why you divorced? He's like, Stephanie, they didn't want to be married. I'm like, I don't trust it. When I say y'all, I got the T-shirt. If I'm your coach, ain't nothing you can tell me. I've been through it.
Right.
I could have messed it up. I just so happened that God sent my husband, and he was a patient man. He would just shake
Right.
his head at me like, I'm like, yep, no, I'm about action. What you
Right.
gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I ain't
Show
about
me.
I ain't about all of this. What you gonna do? Because I knew what I was gonna do. I knew I was gonna bring me to the to the
Table.
uh to the table, and I knew we was gonna be good. I was gonna do my part of loving you, and we was gonna love
Right.
each
We was
other.
gonna work. Yeah. We're gonna work
Right, because I
together
got
as
this
a
thing down
team.
pat now. I heard my grandma. I got what she was telling me now.
I
You
might have
ain't
missed
got
it the first time,
I missed it
but
the
guess
first
what?
time.
I got you.
I got you this time. So
So
I tell everybody the whole thing is going after the win-win, right? Like I knew this time I needed somebody that had a spiritual connection with God. I didn't have that the first time. Not this in my ex. He just didn't grow up in it like I did. So I had the connection, but I didn't know that I needed a mate that had the connection. And now I'm out here and I'm older. Now I'm in these streets at 45 at the time.
in these
So I'm
streets,
like, yeah, so I'm gonna need you to have a connection, boo, because I'm gonna need you when we have a problem. I'm gonna need you to be talking to God too, not just me.
right? We need to be talking to him together.
We both gotta be talking to God, right? And here's the thing: if you're already in a relationship, then you be the change. Because I told you, everybody wants to be attached to happiness, right?
Exactly.
So you get what you need. You talk to God about what you need to do. Sometimes it's being quiet. Sometimes, y'all, we ain't supposed to say something about everything.
Right. We gotta be silent.
Sometimes we got to be silent and take it to God.
and let him deal with it. And we
and let him
always
deal
want to,
with your
right,
person
and we always want to say, oh, well, we can handle it, we can handle it. But all we doing,
because
whatever
we
he doing, we
superwoman.
put, yeah, and then we putting our little 2 cents in when we should just sit back, fall back, and listen to what God say. That's it.
Listen,
And
what
stop putting our little 2 cents in.
I'm trying. I'm telling you. Sometimes I'll be like, look, he be like,
Be
be
quiet.
quiet, be quiet, be quiet.
But you gotta know how to listen for God's voice, and you gotta know what's God saying and when and how he moving, and
Exactly.
then you understand. Oh, that was God say fall back.
Yes.
So
And
we gotta look at those things. It's all
you got to
factors
look
in
at
it.
those things because that's what continues the healthy relationship. Because it could start out as actually they all start out as healthy relationships because you're all in love and willing to bend and do
Hmm.
everything for each other, right? And then Corona hits, or then a couple years go down the road and then you're tired of smiling and grinning at each other. Then what we do?
We start showing our real colors.
Everybody does. Everybody. Me, you,
All do
everybody.
it. Yep.
That's why it is so serious to hook up with the right person. That's why they talk about equally yoked. But however, I don't want to focus on that because not everybody does. Like, not everybody had the skills to go in it correctly, right? Like I said, they all start out good. You having fun, y'all doing stuff, y'all traveling, y'all
Taking
start having some
pictures.
kids. Everybody is just wonderful. But then we start growing and changing.
Yeah, because every day is a change. Every day you grow into this different person. By the months go by, you are a different
Yep.
person because we
Yeah.
growing.
Because you
So
learning how to work together.
exactly. So when we talk about these healthy relationships, what are some boundaries we have to set for healthy relationship? Because everybody don't know how to set boundaries. Everybody don't even much know what a boundary is.
Exactly. But see, here's the thing. The boundaries are set in the beginning, not 3 years in. Well,
And
sometimes you got some new boundaries, but at least you already had some before you came to the table. And that's what happens. Everybody is so busy trying to make it fit when you first meet these guys. Ooh, he seems nice. Well, let's see if he's nice.
right.
Let's just see. I tell people, lay back in the cut. Let the man lead. Because guess what? When you let him lead, you don't have to figure out if he like you. He's showing you he like you.
You just have to be the one to look and pay attention.
You got to sit back. You can only pay attention if you're sitting back in the cut. If you're so busy trying to grab them and get them and bring them in, that's his job.
He's supposed to be grabbing you and bringing you
He's
in.
supposed to be bringing you in because a man brings you into his life. We doing it backwards, lady. We doing it backwards. Some of this old school stuff we got to go back to. Now,
I
not
think
the
that's what
part
is
where
missing.
that's what's missing. Now, not the part where the man takes care of everything. Because guess what? This new man, he wants the woman that can handle some stuff too.
Right.
Because he don't want to carry all the weight. Now, he'll carry a lot of it because he's the man, right? But guess why these men that can carry the weight and got this going on over here? Guess what they want? Somebody else that got it going on.
Something too. Mm-hmm.
They want somebody else that got it going on. I promise you. I see it over and over again. The same guy that you look at, we want them to have it going on, right? We don't want them
Exactly.
to be lazy. If something happens, I know my husband will rake leaves.
Right. You
He
gotta
will do
have that person
whatever.
that you know when the tough get tough, you know they got your back.
Because here's
You
the
know they
thing.
gonna kick in.
When you get married, I told you, it's all good. Everybody's smiling, right? But then life happens. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if somebody's going to get sick. And this is the part that nobody wants to talk about. See, I needed to see because I have been divorced.
Mhm.
Who do I have?
Right.
When the shit hit the fan, who am I dealing with?
When that damn
When
break,
the damn break, what do I have? And see, the first time we grew together, so we got the jobs together, we graduated college together, but I didn't know when the dam broke, I didn't know how he was gonna flow. I thought he was
right.
gonna be like still flowing with me. He was just like, ah.
Uh-uh. I'm going this way. You could go that way, but
You
I'm
could
going
have
this.
never, you could have never told me that. So that's why so people, so I tell people I met my husband on the come up. You know, he had gotten divorced, right? And he was getting his life back together, but I was able to watch him come back up to see if I was really interested in the guy that was down and the guy that was coming up. We don't always get that view. I was very fortunate to get that view, but I was able to see that I had somebody this time that no matter what, he would do whatever it took.
So, what boundaries you think should be put in place?
Well, we had a lot of conversations. When I met my husband, and I met my husband online, we just talked. Now, most of these men today, if they're not looking for a relationship, if they just looking to, you know what, they ain't trying to have a conversation with you day in and day out, day after day, weekend after weekend. They ain't trying to just talk. They trying to meet in person to see if we have chemistry.
That's it.
Well, if you can talk to somebody week after week, you know you have chemistry because y'all got stuff to talk about. He is literally interested in what you got to say, and he's keeping your attention because you picking up the phone when he called you the next day. You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying? Nobody started like that. No, that's old school. Everybody is trying to hurry up and get to them too and see. You don't even know if you got nothing in common. I only want to go see and go out with the person that I think, this might be.
Might be
He
something.
seemed he seemed really interested. He's doing what he said. He said he would call me tomorrow. He actually called.
Sure
If he
did.
if he if he didn't call, he called in the next day. Said, "Oh, sorry about that," or he sent me a text that morning. I got caught up. I was doing this or whatever. And you know what? Guess what? The stuff that's coming out his mouth is actually happening. It's coming into fruition. So you can tell. Oh, that wasn't a lie. He really did get caught up, and he was helping his son or whatever he was doing.
Right.
Right? But he still had enough respect for you because he's interested to let you know this is what happened.
Right.
Because I'm a person to do what I say.
Right. And that's
Because
what
you
we
got to show me.
need.
Because
Yeah.
you got to show me I'm action. Right? I've been burnt. Somebody walked out on me. I thought I had that person, right? He walked
Mm-hmm.
out. So I'm walking around with some relationship scars. I don't even know you. That person I knew from high school. So you got to prove to me, who are you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Who are you? And you can only see who they are by letting them lead and seeing if they're going to do what they say they're going to do. So that's a boundary for me. I'm all about the action. Like, show me what you're working with.
And I always say, I'm from Show Me Louisiana, so you need to
Exactly. The show me state. My husband can tell you that's what I said. I'm from the show me state. Like, whatever, all that's lip service until I see it.
Right, exactly. So what are some signs of unhealthy relationships? What are some of the signs of unhealthy relationships?
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Is this somebody that you are literally, you can't get no happiness? Like, you just fussing and arguing you fussing about the orange juice being turned the wrong way. Everything is a problem. It may not necessarily be you that did anything. He just may be going through something, right? So it doesn't have to necessarily be unhappy. We just got to figure out how to get back on the same page because something typically has happened. Now, what I perceive as a toxic relationship is a narcissistic relationship. Now, that person that always has to manipulate, it has to always be about them. It's never about you. I'm telling you, I'm coming from balance. It has to be a win-win. You got to be smiling sometimes, and I got to be smiling sometimes. Nobody smiles all
All
the
the
time.
time. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it got to be about the other person. And what happens is a lot of times the women try to just be that ride or die, try to just be that everything for that. You can't be everything to everybody. What about when you need something? So you on
Exactly.
your part, you there for them. But what about when you need something? You didn't even give them any room to be there for you.
And
I made
your
that
cup is
mistake the
going
first time.
unempty too. You pouring all
Exactly.
into that person, and your cup eventually is going to be empty.
And eventually you gonna get tired. You ain't got nothing left. And so, but it was there the whole time. The signs were there. And that's what I tell people. What is your key ingredient? I need you to look at your previous relationships and really dissect the type of personality that you attached yourself to. And so people say to me, Steph, nah, they were all different. Really? I don't think so.
I bet you they had something in common.
They had something in common that you were drawn to. What is that thing? Because what you got to figure out what has not worked for you. Because I tell you, just like when I got divorced, I kept choosing the guys that I were dating. He was my ex-husband. I'm like, I don't even know you. Why am I fussing with you?
Right.
And,
Why am I having
what,
an argument?
and what I was coming up against, it was that control. I hated to be controlled. And they was trying to tell me what to do. And hold up, boy. I don't even know you like that. You can't, hold up. I got this. I got me. Like, I'm looking for somebody we can work together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about ain't even the circle. I'm a
Right.
computer analyst, right? So you can't just tell me anything and I'm be like, okay.
Right.
Like, that don't even make sense. I analyze everything. It's a blessing and it's a curse, right? But God finally put me with the right one to be like, oh, she just doing her thing, because that I can't turn off. I'm a problem solver.
Oh, because you was a computer programmer.
That was my job. So every day when I showed up, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing today. Okay, so how do I get from here to here? So when life happens, I do the same thing. How do I get from here to here? But guess what? Like I said, that's what I mean when you have to learn how to be quiet sometimes. My husband he's a man. He's a problem solver. He want to put a smile on my face.
Right.
So I had to learn how to, again, I tell people, sit back. Because women, we doers. We take care of the family. We make it happen. The kids good, the husband good. We got the dinner cooked. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to turn that off. You've been doing it, and you've been doing it by yourself. Now here come this guy that want to come help you. My husband, I'll be like, how can I help you? What can I do? I'm like, I got it, right?
I got this rolling. I got all of the hands going.
I was starting it all over again with my grandma.
Because that's what you was shown.
I had to let somebody else come in. And so how he could help me was, my daughter was a teenager. She had the skate party she had to get to. They had to be picked up at 12 midnight. She had this over here. Then they wanted to go to Applebee's and eat. All of that. He's like, babe, you don't need to be out at 12 o'clock. I got it. I'll go get her.
I need to be out.
But what that did was they built a relationship.
Oh, okay.
So they had their own relationship. So what I thought I wanted to happen, because one of the things that I asked God for was, send me somebody that's going to love me, but also love my child, right?
Right.
That's what we say. But then when we get it, we're like, hold up. What's taking y'all so long? Oh, we just, I decided to sit down with them. We grabbing a bite. Y'all having fun without me? I was like, but then that's when God was like,
You asked for that?
To love your child. I'm telling y'all, we don't know how to do this. So you gotta let God be that third wheel to like shut you up. He trying to do and be the man that you asked for.
Exactly.
And show you how he's coming in and helping you. And we don't even want to help.
I think it's just because, like you said, we are a program. We were shown that. We were shown that from Big Mama or our mamas or whatever, or our aunties, whomever raised us as women. So we were showing those things. So what then?
But your soulmate is your best friend who wants to help you, who wants to see you smile. My husband works out of town. He's making me smile from out of town. Babe, I took care of it. I handled it because he know I'm busy. I'm doing this. I sell real estate. I got my coaching bit. He be like, babe, you on a call? Okay, I got it. I'll do so and so for you.
Right.
That's a helpmate on both sides. I'm helping him. Babe, can you go take this to my mom? Can you do that? That's how I'm helping him. He don't have to worry about, I got your mom. She's right here with me in Atlanta. Okay, I'll go run over there. I got you that.
That's the help.
That's the win-win. That's the smile. That's what we're looking for, ladies. We're looking for somebody that's going to help us. You've been over here by yourself doing everything. And we can do it. We can do it, but we can't be that same person when the guy comes.
Right. We gotta let him lead.
We gotta let him in. We gotta let him in and see how we're gonna navigate life. And guess what? When I finally let him in, I was like, oh, I don't want to go get her anyway. Okay, you go get her.
Right. I feel
Right.
like going out there anyway.
You right, babe. I don't need to be out there at midnight. I'm a lady.
Right.
I don't need to be the one in the street. You need to be the one. That is your job. You protect the family.
Family. Exactly.
Right? Exactly. When you can work it like that, now, like I said, he's on the road, but now she grown. So, so that part, it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you guys, what I thought I wanted, what I did want was happening, not exactly how I was trying to control it and make it happen, but he was intentional about building a relationship with my daughter and me.
Right. And that's what you wanted. That's what you asked for
That's what
him
I
to.
asked God for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so when you can't find that, so I need you to take, if you're single, take a step back, right? Look at, like I said, let's go back to it. Let's look at those relationships that you've had. Write it down, Erica, the relationships that you've had. Look at the key ingredient for all of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
What about them were the same that didn't work? Don't choose that. Don't choose that. Like, look at what went wrong.
Okay.
And we got to choose something different, because you got to think about not what it is that you want, because a lot of times, lady, we in the land of what we want, but not what we need. What I really needed, what I asked God for. Now, my husband is handsome, but I didn't ask him for this handsome man. I asked for somebody to love me, somebody to love my child, somebody that had a relationship with God, somebody that could communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, as this person that I had grew into after divorce, when I started working on myself, that's what I needed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because anything else I can work with, I can deal with. My husband don't care about clothes, none of that. But when we got married, I really like, I didn't even know you could do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking
No.
like, because I'm saying, like, well, babe, like, what you gonna wear? Like, he said, I got it. I'm like, oh, y'all,
What he gonna come looking like?
what is he gonna come looking like? Yo, brother jump queen. I was
He showed you because you say
like,
you
what?
want something. Show me.
You see what I'm trying to say? It
Uh-huh.
The stuff that you're dealing with, that sometimes even you trying to be quiet, it's a trigger. Because my previous husband, he had the dress thing on lock,
Right.
right? But he was missing some other stuff. So that's what I mean when I say you got to evaluate it, y'all. The rest of the stuff can be fixed and dealt with, changed. Doesn't matter. The real thing that matters is the person's heart, him not being selfish, right? Because you're most likely not. Some women are, but I'm not selfish. So
Me neither.
me having a selfish mate doesn't work. Now, I tried to make it work for almost 30 years. But I learned that about me. I don't want the person that it always got to be about him. When am I going to be smiling?
Exactly. When is gonna be my turn to think about
When
me?
is it going to be my turn? I know that meant something for me. I learned that, though. I had to learn that. So I just try to share with people what I learned. I need you to really look at who you are. That's where the boundaries are coming from. Those are the things that we're going to put up with or not put up with. Not everybody is not perfect, so you're going to put up with something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got something, but
Everybody got a little flaw.
can you deal with that flaw 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Because 80% of that person, 90% of that person you love,
But
right?
can you
I'm sure
put up with that small flaw that he
you put
have
up with
going
that
on?
small flaw. How can you help him with that flaw?
Right. And make him better with it.
And make him better? Because here's the thing, we've got to set the men up to win.
Right.
Your husbands or your mates, they want to win. They want to see you smiling. They want to make you happy, right? But sometimes life, sometimes stress, right? So that's when you come in that soft spot to land. Not all of this. That's when sometimes, like, this ain't the time to be talking.
Just be
Bring it
quiet.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it, and just because you're ready to talk about it, That might not be the time. It might need to wait a couple of days. And then you're like, you know what, babe? After sex is great. You know what? I was just thinking, oh, they ready to listen. You see, it's just all about you still getting what you want, he getting what he wants. It's a
win-win thing.
win.
So what you think, just that us talking about relationship, what you think that the reason why some relationships fail?
Because they forget about the other person. That's when relationships fail, somebody has turned to being selfish, even if they weren't before. I guarantee you, for the most part, cheating, selfish. Walking away from your family, selfish.
Selfish. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It all boils down to you forgot about each other and putting yourself in their shoes, no matter what is happening. Flip that thing. I tell people all the time, flip it. What if it was you? How would you want your mate to respond? What if you lost your job and he had his? How would you, flip it. How would you want each other to respond? How can we be there still for each other? Because turn it around, it may be you the next time.
Right.
We don't know what we don't know what's going to happen.
Don't, because this
we don't know.
Pandemic been
it upset a whole lot of households.
Yes, it have.
And even the single people couldn't even really get out and date, and then they're at home by themselves. That was the best time to online date, right?
Right.
Because you couldn't even get to each other. So what the man was forced to have communication.
And forced to and communication
forced to communicate.
I think even with that, I think that's part of a reason why some relationships fail, because of communication, because some relationships start off with sex and they never talk.
That's what I tell people. I tell my daughter this. My daughter got to watch it, though. She got to watch me go through it. But it always boils down to it. I tell people, now, you got to accept that you was grown, that you went down there to see that guy. You knew what was going to go down. So when you didn't get your way, just chalk it up to what it was. You got what you wanted to get and move on. Don't beat yourself up.
Because we all make mistakes at the end of the day.
Don't beat yourself up. I mean, you tried. You thought y'all had reconnected. This is somebody you knew from back in the day. It didn't work. Maybe it's just not meant to work right now, because you had all this love to give and you was just ready to give, like, ooh, I think I found a good one. But see, remember what I said before? If you wait and let the guy lead, when the guy's inviting you somewhere, when the guy is wanting to do this, the guy is wanting to do that, when you see what they want to do and bring you in, then like, okay, he's really interested. He invited me out here. He wants to do this. Or he's already mentioning stuff down the road that he wants me to show up and be at with him. Yep. Not like you inserting yourself like, well, hey, you want to do this? Can I go too? If he wanted you to
have to do that, you need to leave.
If he wanted you to go, he would ask you. And guess what he gonna do? A real man, he gonna ask you before time. He ain't gonna wait till Friday when the other one, because everybody got more than one, then already said no. When he's really interested in trying to, he trying to raise to the top of you and you trying to rise to the top of him and see if y'all gonna be the one. You don't let go of these, because we don't know yet, y'all. We don't know yet, ladies. Mm-hmm. Keep everybody, but see who's rising to the top. When you let back and let them be the man and invite you into their life and the things that they got going on, and see if it fits. I tell everybody the story. I don't fish. My husband loved to fish. But guess what? When we go out on the boat, I go to chill. Right. He's so happy fishing, I could care less about a fish. I could care less about a fish. I'm going to relax.
Relax. Mm-hmm. Have some
me time. What I'm saying? Have some me time, have a cocktail, read a book, write the next book, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Find a way, because they love for us to get in and do the things that they like to do. And he used to come to my tennis matches. I love to play tennis. So he would come to my match because he's a prior athlete. You see, you gotta have the core values have got to be the same. Our core values are family. We love family. We want the family to be good. Now I'm gonna tell y'all honestly, my husband oozed love. Why? Because it was what he wanted to receive. Now I wasn't necessarily the oozer of the love.
She said I wasn't the oozer of the love.
I was not the oozer of the love. I had to learn to be more loving. You see, that was one thing. My prior relationships was not like that. But this person that God sent, the one that I asked him for, he oozes love. What you gonna do, Steph?
Gotta
What
step
you
up.
gonna do, Steph? You sound so. It's all about growth and change. I run into so many women. Well, they should like me for who I am. Well, they should, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be working on yourself.
Right.
It's
It's
so much
always
inner,
room to work on yourself.
y'all. It's so much inner work we all need to do. I don't care if you're in a great relationship. If you want to keep it great, work on you. Be chasing the stuff that fulfill you, because you're going to be more attractive to your mate. That's why if you're single, that's why you hear all these pastors say, do you, work on you. While you're waiting, become better. Because as you become better, as you grow and change, you're going to attract the different person. If you're always down here trying to stay the same, you're going to
Attract
attract
the
the
same.
same guy.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work the first time, nor did it work the third time. That's the best advice I can give you guys. Be open, right? Because I told you, I was walking around with some relationship scars. Now, I had done some work on myself, but they didn't pop up until I got with somebody that was trying to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because my whole word, when I'm meeting people online, if you ain't looking like what I think you need to look like, when I say look like, I mean like you're not coming to the table as the person I think you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's a next. They're like,
We
it's a
moving
what?
on.
It's a next.
Mm-hmm.
Because we spending too much time trying to turn people into who we need them to be. Y'all, if we out here dating and we 40 years old and I'm 54, you
We
need to
don't have
already
time.
be. You need to already be some of that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the picture. Look at what he's showing you. Look at where he's inviting you. When I met my husband, I was already flying here and flying there. My husband was driving to Destin. Nothing wrong with driving to Destin, but are you willing to let's fly over here to Punta Cana? Are you willing to because that's how I do it.
Right. Because I won't get there.
Because this is the type of vacation that I work a lot. I want to do this. And we can do these mini vacations too, right? And he was like, oh, I never thought about it. Yeah, I'm down. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? But some people don't even want to get on the plane. So that's going to be a problem eventually if you like to travel.
Travel. Mm-hmm.
If that's like your favorite thing, but then you marry a guy or you hook up with a guy that he good, just going to work every day. But he's a provider.
But
So
he's not no fun person.
that's not enough for me. Life is about living.
Right.
See, these
And
are
that's what we forget to do, live.
and people. So that's what I mean when I say we get 3 years down the road, be like, oh, babe, Jack and Sally, they going to Punta Cana. You want to go? He's like, you got to take how many days I got to take out work for that? You don't want to go? We can lay on the beach. We need to.
And you
No,
won't do that.
but now you married. So what you gonna do? Now you got to go on all the trips with your girlfriends
By yourself sometimes. And that's not healthy.
No. So while you on the girl trip, what he doing? Now you been taking care of him the whole time. When he come in, he got his food ready. Now he come in, you gone.
Yep. And now that's a problem because he gonna feel like you should be here to take
You
care
should be
because this is what you've been doing all the time. Why is
all
But I just don't. What I don't figure out is why people just don't take people for their true colors, and especially us girls when we in relationships, we always try to make him change him. You
yeah.
can't change a person.
Oh.
A person have to want to change.
And get this now, everybody should be changing a little bit, right? Because
Okay.
not only you should be growing, he should be growing. So when you meet him, he's into this, but 5 years down the road, he ain't made like no
No
adjustments.
change.
It's like nothing he's into. He ain't got no amount of hustle in him. He ain't like, and I'm over here and I'm like author, speaker, coach, and like all of these things. And he just like, I'm good.
That's a problem.
I can't make my husband be a hustler. That's my thing. So as long as he's okay with me doing my thing, I gotta be okay with who he is.
Right. Doing his
Now,
thing.
but you gotta look at the picture. If you know, and I just use travel as an example, if you know you like to travel, it's eventually gonna be a problem, people. You're gonna be on the trips by yourself. You are getting married or hooking up with somebody because you've already done life by yourself.
And
You
why
ready?
be in a marriage and doing it by yourself? That's not healthy.
It's serious. It's serious in who you choose. It's not just can he provide. Are we the core values? Are we in sync with each other? Do we like the same things? Not everything.
But
You don't
some
have
things.
to. You don't have to like everything. Because, like I said, I don't fish. But when he goes fishing, I can find a way for me to enjoy it as well.
Exactly. Like you
And
said,
guess
bring a
what?
book, work
And
on the
guess
next
what?
project or something.
He's so happy fishing. He'd be like, babe, look. I'd be like, you better do it.
Don't know what he, first of all, don't know what he putting up.
Don't even know what he fishing with, what kind of bait, don't know nothing about it. I'm just sitting on the other side. I'm excited about my me time. We playing some music. He happy. I'm over here. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because that's
We
still we're getting
all winning.
time together.
And then we all winning.
All winning. But what happens a lot of times, I have some girlfriends, they be like, I ain't going fishing. I don't like to fish. I don't like it. So he don't like to come to all your things that you do.
And he show up.
But he go.
Right.
It's a win-win, guys. That is how we last. We get the longevity by being there for one another. And it's the same thing when you're choosing a mate. That's what you're looking for.
So before we close out, Miss Stephanie, and I've really been enjoying this, and my brain is going, and I've been thinking. So before we close out, what are some suggestions or advice you have for lady or men, because they
Mm-hmm.
both, everybody needs some help and everybody needs a change in their relationship
Yes.
or need to look at their relationship. So what are some of the suggestions that you have that they can start looking at to see if it's good or a good relationship or an unhealthy relationship?
Well, first, work on you. Reconnect with you. Because when we get unhappy when we're in relationships for a long period of time, it's because we're not fulfilled. What is it that you knew you were called to do, this thing that you were supposed to do long ago that you haven't done? Are you stuck in a job that you no longer want to be in? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to be a real estate agent? Like, what are your dreams? Go back to your dreams. Go back to that. Make you happy. Look within you and work on you. This is what I do: love and money. Let's get them both on the even scale. Let's get more love and more money. If you're single, that's if you're hooked up with somebody. If you're single, it's the same thing. Work on you. Reconnect with you. Because a lot of us single ladies, we got it going on. But then, like I said, when the man comes, we don't know how to do that. We've been dominant for so long that we don't know how to be humble anymore. We don't know how to bring it down. We don't know how to let them in. Right? You got to check yourself. If you really want a relationship, I'm asking you, look at yourself. Right? It's nothing wrong. You a boss chick. You didn't made it happen. You have succeeded in life financially. This is the only piece that is missing. Where do we need to make an adjustment? The adjustment starts with you. Because in order to get this other part of your life, I guarantee you there's some stuff that's from your past that you're holding on to, that you're walking around with, that came from these previous relationships that you still have not healed. And you don't want it to show up when you meet the man of your dreams, your soulmate, because then guess what? That great relationship is going, because all your triggers are going to be popping up. So I tell everybody, I don't care who you are, male, female, everybody got triggers that they have not dealt with, that you thought that was the love of your life and it messed up, went wrong or whatever. You still got a scar from that, so now you carrying some of that into the next relationship, especially men, because they go from relationship to relationship because they don't like to be by themselves. At least us women, we wait a little bit of time and try to do a little bit of work, but it pops up because something happened to you. Somebody ain't treat you right. Somebody wasn't there for you. You thought they would be there for you, and it pops up. This man that he trying to do the best he know how to do, and boom, triggers. Everybody got them. I'm your girl. We got to look at our inner self. We've got to, people. We don't want to, but I promise you, everything that you want, the other side it's on the other side of fear. Everything to get to that next life that you want, you got to wake up. You got to go through some stuff that you don't want to go through. You got to work on yourself. But I promise you, when you emerge better, bolder, more confident, the new you are going to be so attractive. As a single person or as a married woman, your husband will be like, what's going on with you? He don't want to get left, right? So he going to get on board with you. He going to get on board with you, right? Because all of a sudden, you was down here, you was sad all the time. Now all of a sudden, you like, I'm going to play tennis. I'm about to go take me a walk. I'm about to get my body back. You see what I'm saying? They be like, wait a minute. Why she getting in shape? Why she doing that? Because you feeling you again. You are back to you. You're back to living. You about to making your own self smile. You looking over here, he all grumpy like, I choose not to be grumpy today. I choose to get it going on, right? What do I want to do today with my life? Change your focus. Put it back on you. And it's attractive. I promise you, it is attractive. I know, like I said, you hear the pastor say it. While you're waiting, work on you. It's real. It's real. And we all have stuff to work on. If you do not have the life that you want right now, hit me up. Because I told you, I solve problems. I take you from where you are to where you want to go. That is what I do. And we either going to be working on your love or we're going to be working on your money.
Yes. So I want to thank Miss Stephanie for stopping by. She always come by and she always hit me up on Instagram, and I really love that. So I just want to say thank you. So ladies, guys, if y'all sitting down and y'all feeling like y'all relationship and y'all hear something that Miss Stephanie said that you have a question about, she gonna leave her Instagram handle where she can be contact her information. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out. Don't be ashamed. And don't feel like you can't change. Don't feel like you have to be in a situation because of an identity thing, because that's what we stick with sometimes. So, Miss Stephanie, go ahead and leave your information where they could get in contact with you, and we're going to go from there.
Okay, you can text me love and money at 678-435-2701. Or you can just hit me on Instagram, Stephanie Rochelle Consulting. I'm actually having an upcoming masterclass this Monday, May 17th. I don't know when she's going to air this, but Monday, May 17th, I'm having a masterclass. The link is in my bio. Sign up. It's time to resurrect your dreams, people. Don't delay. Get back to you. That's what we're going to be talking about. What is it that you know you're supposed to do to get that life? If you just want a free session from me to work on your inner peace, hit me on Instagram. Hit me on Instagram, Stephanie Rochelle Consulting. I love to help you.
So I'm gonna have all that information in the description too. I'm gonna this is gonna air today, so I'll post it up. Make sure I have the master class on there too, which is May 17th. I'll also have her Instagram information. So I want to say thanks again. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the journey of love and relationships, even with talking to me. So I want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart. Always coming
Thanks
in,
for
no
having
problem.
me.
So I just want to say thanks for everybody tuning in. If you have any questions or you feel like you may be in a situation, reach out to Miss Stephanie, because she'll be glad to help you. So you guys have a good day. I'm your girl, Author Erica. Thanks for tuning in to the journey of relationship and love.